Well, hey everybody, how's it going? Chris here, and just quickly want to show you guys this. A picture that I ended up doing for Gene Paul Ace Peter, our good buddy in the comics community here. And it was quite a while ago he had asked, I think it was when I ended up sending something to Scott, which was quite a while ago, and he was mentioning, I believe he did say Luke Cage, 11 by 17. And I'm really not, you know, of course, like I'm a tabletop artist sort of thing, and just amateur, and I'm always not very confident on my skills. But he basically inspired me for this one. I wanted to do them on comic boards, and it took me a long time to actually find the actual comic boards, and I finally found them locally, well, sort of locally, just in the city next to us. And because they would have been really expensive actually to come to be shipped when I was looking for them online. And I actually found them in the art store, Des Serres in West Hampton Mall. Beautiful, awesome art store. I'm definitely going to go back there and buy some stuff. But I found the comic board, so I'm probably going to go back eventually and get more of these. This was my first project that I did on a comic book artboard. First project that's, you know, I colored on an artboard really. I mean, I've done a little bit of coloring, but not very much. I'm usually just a pencils kind of guy. And so since he asked for that, you know, his request is what inspired all this. And then I end up getting some markers, the markers for it. Some of it is Sharpies, but other markers, art markers, I got from Michaels, which is another great art store that had awesome art markers that went great for this. So you see in the beginning of this video, I'm putting in a little clip kind of the progression of this picture, and basically I started without, you know, the image of Luke Cage Hero for Hire 1, and I had bought the comic book after I finished this project. It took, I don't know, what was it, over a month or something like that. Just, you know, every time I had a little bit of time on my hands, I'd do a little bit. But getting the figure down and sizing it up and, you know, changing the size, because it was going from, well, I mean, I was working on the internet, a little image, but an image from that to this, so expanding the size was the tricky part. I kind of basically made a grid system and sized it all up so it was proportional to the actual image from the comic book, and then started laying it out. And that image started shifting around here and there. An arm moved here and there. I erased. I started with blue, non-photo blue artist pencil. So like I say, then that just kept shifting over and trying to see some flaws and then change it. And even now in the finished process, I myself see some of the flaws compared to the you know, original on the comic book. But I think it ended up being pretty good. Turned out well, I think. And a lot of fun too. A lot of fun. I mean, from the coloring and the drawing and everything. So, anyways, did the blue pencil. Once I was felt fine with where the figure was set up, then I did the pencil outline. Then I did the inks, and then started on the colors. All the letters are hand done, and again, just sizing up how big they would have been comparable to the comic book, and then yeah, going from there. Yeah, it was pretty tough on the lettering too. What I ended up doing, because I bought a whole bunch of different stencils, and none of them were really the size that I needed. So I ended up sizing out a picture of the cover and then printed it out, cut out each of the letters, placed them on there, kind of traced them, and then did some more lines, you know. But that's basically how I got them on there. And yeah, this was pretty tough here too, doing Marvel Comics group. And of course you can see a little bit of modification. Here's where the small figure of Luke Cage was supposed to be, but that was getting to be too much for me by the time I was finishing this project, so I was like, I'm not putting that on. I'm just going to focus on the character here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, had fun with the colors and had some pencil crayons, some art markers, some Sharpies. It all turned out well, I think. And then, as you guys, a lot of you guys may have seen, I was so happy with this one, I didn't want to send the Jean Paul Ace Peter, the original. And this was I don't know, I'm kind of fond of the project too, even though I see the flaws in it myself. So I made an 11x17 print of this, and then got it laminated and sent it to GPAP. So yeah, so that was my little art project. I don't know, that I've done recently. There's a few more art projects that I want to do. I got to get some ink for my printer, because I do a lot of stuff. You know, I print things and trace them, and this and that. You know, for lettering, anyways. Or I'll print a picture if I want to copy a picture. I'll print it on a grid system, grid pattern or grid paper, and then that'll help me, you know, size up if I'm going to go bigger or something like this. So it helps me with the proportions. Okay, but there you go. My first project on a comic book art board, bristle board, and I like it. Hope you guys find it cool too. There you go. I don't know what else to say. That's that, I guess. Alright, I'll check you guys later. Bye.